Hello, Kingdom Sound. Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Elder Ebony. I am so sorry that I am not able to join you today. Some of you may not even know that I cover Kingdom Sound. But I do. And the Lord gave me a word for you all today. Minister Stephanie said, "Oh, you can do a video," and I was like, I don't have anything to say. But just, as you tell the Lord, I don't have anything to say. Oh, but he'll give you something to say. And so just as I was going about my day, preparing for my trip, I have to go out of town today. The Lord said something to me. He said, "I want you to give them the decree of a worshiper." And I said, "Well, God, what is that? What is the decree of a worshiper?" And he said, "Well, pray it over their lives." And he took me to a familiar passage. We all know John 4:24, right? For God is a spirit, and those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And I said, "Yeah, God." He said, but go back and look at the verse prior to that. And so I went back. And what he showed me is that before he gave the requirement of John 4:24, he gave the will, the fact in John 4:23. John 4:23 says, "But the time is coming, indeed it's here now, when true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth." Sorry for the dripping. I washed my hair. But it says he will worship. The true worshipers will worship. They will worship in spirit and in truth. So, worshipers, I'm talking to you. No matter what you might be going through, you will worship. And what is worship? Worship comes from the Greek word proskuneo, and that means to kiss the ground of one who is superior. And we know the only superior one is Christ. And so Christ is sitting here and he's telling his people, he's telling the woman at the well, actually, he said, "We will worship the Father in spirit and in truth, because the time is now. The time is here." We're not worried about what the Samaritans are saying, but we're worried about now. So I want to encourage you. I want to decree and declare over your life that you will worship. I bind up the attacks on your mind. I bind up the attacks on your family. I bind up the attacks on your spirit and on your heart. When you try and do your best, when you try and serve and you try and push and you try and try and worship, and the enemy tries to come against you and he tries to take you off your course and he tries to tell you that you're not valuable and you're not worthy, the Father says, "We will worship in spirit and in truth." So I want to put a little something into you. I want to let you know that you will worship. No matter what comes your way, no matter what people say, no matter what things go wrong, you will worship. Oh, come on, women of God. Will you decree into the atmosphere that I am a worshiper and I will worship you in spirit and in truth? Before it gets to the "I have to," oh no, God, I will. It's a fact of my life. It's a fact of who I am. It's a fact of my journey. I will worship. I don't have another choice. There's nothing else I can do. It's the only way that I'll make it. I will worship. I will worship. So I decree and declare over you, women of God, you Kingdom Sound, that you will worship. You will make it. Your worship will break through every hard place and every challenging place, and it will take you to your destination. Because you see, when the Lord entrusted you with a word, he said that you will worship me in spirit and in truth. Oh, so will you receive the decree of the worshiper? Will you make it your life song? Will you speak to the enemy and tell him, "I will worship. No matter what you try, no matter what you send, I will worship. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, I will worship." Oh, I'm a worshiper. I'm a true worshiper. And before we get to the have to, I have a will. And my will is to worship you. My will is to give you my all. My will is to give you worship in spirit and in truth. Oh, I am a worshiper. Oh, so I want to speak life over you now. I want to tell you that no matter what it looks like, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've cried about, no matter what you've looked over time and time again, the Lord is saying to you today that you will worship. The time is now. Indeed, it is now that you will worship. So I just want to encourage you today. I want to let you know that the Lord sees and he knows, and he is about to change your very life. He's about to take your worship and he's going to return it back to you. Oh, 100-fold. See, that's what he does. When we give him our very best, oh, he honors it. He honors our sacrifice. He honors our worship. He honors our obedience. Oh, he does, because he's there for it. That's what we like to say. Oh, I'm here for it. He's there for it. He's there for the honor. He's there because he's made the requirement that those who will worship me, they'll worship me in spirit and in truth. But see, the thing that he loves is that before it got to the point where he had to say, you must, there was already a will. There was already a fact. He was already seeing those worshipers. He was already seeing Kingdom Sound, who gave up us Friday night to come out and learn more about him. He saw you, and he's going to honor your obedience. Oh, to the worshipers, decree it now. I will worship. No matter what it looks like, I will worship. Oh, come on. Will you lift your voice? Will you let the Lord know that no matter what anybody, anything tries to come or put in front of you, that you will worship? Oh, come on, lift your hands. Oh, come on, just begin to worship him. Oh, come on, lift your voice. Oh, come on, let him know that you will worship him. Oh, let him know that you're about spirit and about truth. Oh, come on, will you worship him? Will you give him your best? Oh, I do decree and declare that Kingdom Sound will worship. I love you.